Hello, this is Mark J. Boone, Assistant Professor in the Department of Religion and Philosophy at Hong Kong Baptist University. This is a video abstract for my article, Taking God Seriously, but Not Too Seriously, The Divine Command Theory in William James, the Moral Philosopher and the Moral Life, an article published in William James Studies in 2013. William James is this great American pragmatist philosopher, and the Moral Philosopher and the Moral Life is his most systematic and direct engagement with ethics. The specific topic in my article is the place of divine command theory in that particular text from James. Divine command theory is the theory that what is right depends on God. There are various different ways of formulating divine command theory, but generally speaking, the idea is that what is right because God has commanded it, or because God has required or decreed it. So my friend, Michael Cantrell, wrote an article in which he argues that William James endorses a divine command theory. My article was published alongside his. And in my article, I respond to Cantrell saying he does a good job interpreting James. Particularly, he takes God seriously where James takes God seriously, because the role of God in James' ethics is very significant, and sometimes people, some scholars, some readers have neglected it. However, I think Cantrell takes God somewhat more seriously than James does. As I explained in my article, technically, if you define divine command theory in a certain way, there are some moral obligations in James' ethics of which divine command theory is true. God's commands are necessary and sufficient conditions for certain moral laws. However, this is not what you would expect from a typical divine command theory. James' theory is not normal divine command theory for some reasons which I explain in my article. In particular, there's this problem. The idea of divine command theory should have God as a moral legislator for the universe. God should be writing the moral laws. In James, we have something different. God is not a legislature, but more like an executive for morality. To extend the analogy, in James' ethics, God does not write the moral laws of the universe. God receives from the legislature, which actually consists of every sentient being, you and me included. God receives from all of us a confused bundle of conflicting obligations, and God ratifies the best ones he can. And God vetoes the rest. He ratifies the biggest and most consistent set of obligations he can, and he vetoes all the others. So I don't think this is anything like a typical divine command theory. Now, the Moral Philosopher and the Moral Life is a delightful and interesting and perhaps challenging text, but I do recommend it. I think I would recommend for the James neophyte his essay, The Will to Believe, first, but I'd recommend both of them. I also recommend my article for anyone wanting to understand that particular text from James, and I can suggest it for anyone interested in ethics from James or anyone interested in James' philosophy of religion, along with Cantrell's article. My article and his should both be available online from the website for William James Studies. Now, one brief disclaimer. My article and its title are not representing my own views of God and morality. My own views are much more in line with traditional Christianity than James's views. My article and its title are meant to describe James's views. Thanks for watching.